Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire. By her reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost living being, and unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Nashtaprayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati neshtiki. By regular attendance in classes, Bhagavatam, and by service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is a representation fact. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuro Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. In the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Alright, so we are reading from Canto 10, chapter 14, verse 1 and 2, and we are going to take verse number 2.
Lord Brahma. You will not be today, you are later. Next one. Lord Brahma said, my dear Lord, you are only worshipable You are the only worshipable Lord, the Supreme Personality of God, and therefore I offer my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. O Son of the King of cowherds, your transcendental body is dark blue, like a new cloud. Your garment is brilliant like lightning, and the beauty of your face is enhanced by your gunja earrings, and the peacock feather on your head, wearing garland of various forest flowers and leaves, and equipped with a hurdling stick, a buffalo horn, and a flute. You stand beautifully with a morsel of food in your hand.
So, you want to take the second verse?
My dear Lord.
Go ahead.
We are focused.
Okay.
Just two words.
Asyapi deva puso madhu anugrahasya. Asyapi deva vapuso mad anugrahasya. Svecha mayasya natu bhutamasasya kopi. Svecha masasya natu bhutamasasya kopi. Nese mahitav asitum manasantarena. Nese mahitam asitum manasantarena. Sakshat tadveva kim uttama sukham na bhute. Sakshat tadveva kim utatma sukhana bhute.
Asyapi deva vapusho madanugrahasya.
Asyapi deva mapuso anugrahasya. स्वेच्छामस्यस्य न तु भूतमस्यस्य कोऽपि नेसेमहितमसितुं मनसान्तरेण
साक्षात्तवेव किम् उतात्मसुखानुभूते
साक्षात् तवेव किमुतात्मसुखानुभूते स्वस्यापि देव वपुषो मदनुग्रहस्य
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि
नेसे महित्वमसितुं मनसान्तरेण
नेसेमहितमसितुं मनसान्तरेण
संसक्तवेव किम् आत्मसुखनुभूते
साक्षात् तवेव किमुतात्मसुखानुभूते
अस्यापि देवपुषो मदनुग्रहस्य
अस्यापि देव वपुषो मदनुग्रहस्य
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि नेसेमहितमसितुं मनसान्तरेण
last line.
साक्षात् तवेव किमुतात्मसुखानुभूते
अस्यापि देव वपुषो मदनुग्रहस्य
अस्यापि देव वपुषो मदनुग्रहस्य
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि
स्वेच्छामयस्य न तु भूतमयस्य कोऽपि नेसेमहितमसितुं मनसान्तरेण साक्षात् तवेव किमुतात्मसुखानुभूते Word to word meaning, everyone together. Asya, of this, api, even, deva, O Lord, vapusa, the body, mad anugrahasya, which has shown mercy to me, swa ichha mayasya, which appears in response to the desires of your pure devotees. Not do, on the other hand, bhuta mayasya, the product of matter, ka, brahma, api, even, and I say, I'm not evil. Mahi, the potency. Tu, indeed. Abhisitum, to estimate. Manasa, with my mind. Antarena, which is controlled and withdrawn. Sakshat, directly. Tava, your. Eva, indeed. Kimutta, what to speak. Atma, within yourself. Sukha, of happiness. Anubhute, of your experience. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation, everyone together. My dear Lord, neither I nor anyone else can estimate the potency of this transcendental body of yours, which has shown such mercy to me and which appears just to fill the desires of your pure devotees. Although my mind is completely withdrawn from material affairs, I cannot understand your personal form. Thou can also understand the happiness you experience within yourself. Purport.
In Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, chapter 14, Srila Prabhupada explains that in the present verse, Lord Brahma expressed the following prayerful sentiment. Your appearance as a coward child is for the benefit of the devotees, and although I have committed an offense at your lotus feet by stealing away boys and girls, I can understand that you have bestowed your mercy upon me. That is your transcendental quality. You are very affectionate toward your devotee. But in spite of your great affection for me, I cannot estimate the potency of your bodily activities. It is understood that when I, Lord Brahma, the Supreme Personality of this universe, cannot estimate the childlike body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what to speak of others? And if I cannot estimate the spiritual potency of your childlike body, then what can I understand about your transcendental pastimes? Therefore, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita, anyone who can understand a little of the transcendental pastimes, appearance, and yet disappearance of the Lord immediately becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of God after quitting the material body. This statement is confirmed in the Vedas, where it is stated simply, by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can overcome the chain of repeated birth and death. I therefore recommend that people should not try to understand you by their speculative knowledge.
When Brahma disrespected the supreme status of the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna first bewildered him by exhibiting the Lord's own transcendental power. Then, having humbled his devotee Brahma, Krishna gave him his personal audience. According to
Srila Vishwanath Chaitanya Thakur, Lord Krishna's transcendental body can also function through the agency of his plenary expansion. It's called Vishnu Tattva. As stated by Brahma himself in Brahma Samhita,
Kalendriya Vriti Manti.
This verse indicates not only that the Lord can perform any bodily functions with any of his limbs, but also that he can see through the eyes of his Vishnu expansions, or indeed through the eyes of any living entity, and similarly that he can hear through the ears of any Vishnu or Jiva expansion. Srila Vishwanath Chaitanya Thakur points out that although the Lord can perform any function with any one of his senses in his transcendental pastime with Sri Krishna, he generally sees with his eyes, touches with his hands, hears with his ears, and so on. Thus he behaves like the most beautiful and charming young cowherd boy.
The Vedic knowledge expand from Lord Brahma was described in the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam as Adikavi. The preamble Vedic scholar, yet Brahma could not understand the transcendental body of Lord Krishna because it is beyond the reach of ordinary Vedic knowledge. Among all the transcendental forms of the Lord, the two-armed form of Govinda, Krishna, is the original and supreme. Thus Lord Govinda's pastime of stealing butter, drinking the gopi's breast milk, tending the calves, playing his flute, and playing childhood sports are extraordinary even in comparison with the activities of Lord Vishnu's expansions.
Jai. So, in this verse, we can see Lord Brahma is glorifying Lord Krishna. So, just to give you a recap of what had happened, that Krishna was in the forest with his cowherd boys and calves, and this time he had gone for a long picnic, and there he was sitting and having lunch with his cowherd boys. And this time Mother Yashoda had packed rice and yogurt, curd rice for Krishna. And whatever was happening over here, Lord Brahma was looking into this, what this activity is going, and he was a little bit bewildered that how come my father is eating from the left hand, and this is not, I don't think he can be the supreme personality of Godhead. And the pastime continued where Krishna is cowherd boys are showing him the kachori, and they are eating it and telling Krishna that this is a half-eaten kachori, would you like to have it? And then Krishna was eating the half-eaten kachori by his cowherd friend. And seeing this again, Lord Brahma is bewildered that how come Krishna is having half-eaten kachori of someone, and they are not even second initiated. Yeah, so he was a little bit bewildered, and then he thought that let's see, maybe what I should do, that I should play a trick and let's see how Krishna responds to it. So when the cowherd boys were having their food, Krishna told them that I will just go to get the calves, and then till then you guys sit and then you guys eat. So what he did, so when Krishna went to find the calves, Brahma hid the calves. And then Krishna was looking, oh, where did the calves go? Where did they go? And he was not able to find them. So afterwards he went towards the cowherd boys, but he couldn't see the cowherd boys as well, because Brahma had stolen them as well and hidden them through his mystic potency to the mountains of Mount Meru, over there, and then he saw Krishna is looking here and there and shouting their names, and Krishna is crying that what will I tell their parents and everyone that what happened, I'm alone over here. And seeing this, Lord Brahma got more bewildered. Oh, how come Krishna is crying and being like an ordinary child? But then what happened that Lord Brahma, when he went back, he saw that the security guards slapped him. And then he was like, oh, why, what happened? Why are you slapping me? You are my security guard. So the security guard told that Lord Brahma, who is inside, he had told me that a duplicate Brahma will come and then slap him. So he wanted to see, oh, who is this duplicate? I'm the one who is Lord Brahma over here. I'm the creator of the universe. So then the security guard told me, okay, you can see there, you can see, right? So he saw that there was one more Brahma. So he understood that, oh my God, I have created an offense to Lord Krishna, and now my position is gone, and now somebody else is, given this position. So, and then afterwards, when he went back to see like what had happened, he saw that Krishna is again with his calves and with his cowherd boys, and he was like, oh, how come there can be two sets? I just have hidden them in the Mount Meru, and they are sleeping over there. And he was more bewildered, like what is happening? And later on, he could see that all the cowherd boys and calves which were with Krishna were his expansions as four-handed Narayana. And during this pastime, when Krishna had gone, also like the cowherd boys and calves had also gone back to their homes. So they like the cows were more affectionate to the calves, and the mother of the cowherd boys were also more affectionate to their children, because they were like expansion of basically expansion of Krishna. So their affectionate was more, and they could not understand this. But Lord Balram could see this, that they are his expansions. And then Lord Brahma comes to Lord Krishna to tell him that I'm so sorry that I have committed an offense at your lotus feet. And he had come to beg mercy from the Lord. And then Lord Brahma, who had himself, when he was born, he had come from the navel of of the Lord, and then he came out of the lotus, and then what all he could see was just darkness. And then he was not able to see like where what is happening and where he has come from. And then he tried to go inside the stem to see what is happening, but still, without Krishna's mercy, he was not able to understand understand the knowledge that what is his purpose of coming to to this this universe. And then only due to the causeless mercy of the Lord is that he could understand that what is his purpose and what he has to do. So we have to also understand this causeless mercy of the Lord, that without the causeless mercy of the Lord, we cannot do anything. His mercy is causeless. Like Rupa Goswami is saying that the devotion, what he is doing, if you have to look for his, look how much devotion he has, he doesn't have a tint of devotion. But only by the causeless mercy of the Lord, I am able to achieve so much, I am able to do so much bhakti, is what his mood is. And Lord Brahma is saying, like, just like how parents don't take offense like whatever the children are doing, similarly when a child is in a womb of a mother and the child is kicking, the mother does not take offense, right? Similarly, Lord Brahma is saying that, like, you are my father, and I know that you will not take offense because of your causeless mercy that I have unto you. And without this causeless mercy, I'm not able to function anything. And similarly, we see that Krishna has shown his causeless mercy to innumerable of people. For example, we can see Shishupal, where Shishupal was continuously committing offenses at the lotus feet of the Lord, and Krishna was giving him warnings that you should not commit offenses, you should not commit offenses. But after 100 offenses, Krishna just cut his head by Sudarshan Chakra, and then he was given a position in his effulgence. So you can see how Krishna is so merciful that even when somebody is committing offenses at his lotus feet, he is giving them shelter at his effulgence. Similarly, we can see Jagai and Madhai who had committed offenses at the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, and but then still Lord was so merciful that he had given him his causeless mercy, and they were able to be freed from their offenses. And then we see in Ramayana also Vibhishan had come, and Lord Ram gave his causeless mercy and announced him that from now on you will be Lankesh. So everybody over there were very worried that, oh Prabhu, you have given him the title of Lankesh, but what if what if Ravan comes to you and begs mercy? What will you give him then? So Lord Ram said, if he comes and begs mercy to me, I will give him my abode. I will give him my kingdom, Ayodhya. So see how the Lord is so merciful that even if you have committed any offenses and you come to him to beg mercy, he will forgive you, and he will just see that you are his child and you are just trying to you are like you don't have the knowledge, and he is giving us an opportunity to correct ourselves from our mistakes. So whatever mistakes we are doing, we should just be careful of doing our mistakes and not commit the same mistakes again. Like we should be very much careful, and even we have to be careful that if we are committing mistakes to other devotees as well, right? It is very important that we don't commit mistakes, because if they take offenses, then it'll be very not correct, right? And then the Lord will not be very happy that if you have committed a mistake through his to his devotees. And similarly, like how Lord Krishna shows causeless mercy, we see like how Prabhupada, like how his pure devotees also bestow their causeless mercy towards us. We see how Prabhupada had gone through so much difficulties when he had come to New York, to the West to preach. He was living in the Bowery and he was staying with the addicts. And to enter the Bowery, there were like people just sleeping over there, and he had to take them out to enter inside. And with like such people like drug addicts, Prabhupada was staying, and he showered his causeless mercy. Like Prabhupada was having a very good life in Vrindavan, and he was doing his bhajan over there, but still he bestowed his mercy to make sure that we come out of our illusion that we are happy in this material world, and to give us this knowledge that we are the servant of the Lord, and not that we are here like we are over here to enjoy. We are not here to enjoy. We are in this material world because we have committed a mistake and we have come over here. So he has come to give his causeless mercy so that we can go home, go back to Godhead. So similarly, we can see that. So once what happened that one devotee had come to Prabhupada, and then he was telling Prabhupada that Prabhupada, this devotee is doing a lot of mischief and he is causing a lot of problems to us. And Prabhupada, it's becoming very difficult to tolerate that devotee. So Prabhupada, I think you should take some action and get this person out of this. Get this person out of over here, because we are not able to tolerate him. So Prabhupada, what should we do? So Prabhupada instead said that you should tolerate him as I'm tolerating you. So you can see that Prabhupada was tolerating everybody and he was giving his mercy. So similarly, if we see that any devotee is causing problems to us, we should understand that firstly that devotee is conditioned, and secondly that devotee is trying his best to improve, right? So we should also like be a little bit affectionate towards that devotee and see that he's taking efforts to improve himself. And sometimes we can give feedback to the devotee as well, right? Like Prabhu, I think you can do better yourself. In that way, the devotee will also get aware that what mistake he is doing, and then that way, the devotee can and the other devotee can bestow his mercy towards that devotee. And that is where the picture of guru comes in our life. Like guru knows like how to have the devotees, how to have the bhakta vatsala, to have them engage in the service of the Lord. Because as we are eternally servants of the Lord, we have to make sure that we are doing service of the Lord, and by doing service of the Lord we can get the realization that how we are his children and he is our only seed giving father, and by his mercy we can do the devotion. We should never be we should never have ego that, oh, I'm doing my rounds, oh, I'm doing service, oh, I'm doing so much and other devotees are not doing. But instead we should see that I have so much mercy of the Lord that I'm able to do so much service and the other devotees are not able to do so much service. So should see this as an opportunity, and we should be inspired and motivated to do more service. In that way, the other devotees also seeing you will be more inspired and motivated to do more service. And we could also see from the story of the Pandavas, like how they had faith in Krishna. Like they had to go through a lot of suffering and everything, but still they were very much, whatever Krishna used to tell them, they used to do the same thing. Similarly, if we have problems in our life, we should see that as a opportunity to have more devotion in our life. Because Queen Kunti in her prayer was telling Krishna that whenever I have problems, I remember you and you solve our problems. So please give me more problems. So we should not see our problems as an obstacle to our devotion, but we should see our problems as an opportunity to do more devotion, to an opportunity to remember the Lord more and more. And there was an story where Durvasa Muni had come to Duryodhana, and Duryodhana had given like a good service to Durvasa Muni, and Durvasa Muni was very much happy with his service, that whatever he was doing. So what did Duryodhan told Durvasa Muni, that Durvasa Muni, why don't you go and why don't you go to the Pandavas? Because Duryodhan knew that he did not want to send Durvasa Muni to see that how Pandavas are serving, but he wanted to see that how Durvasa Muni could get angered, because Pandavas did not have anything right now. Like they were staying in the forest and begging alms for food and everything. So Durvasa Muni went to the Pandavas and told them that, I'm going to the river to have a bath, and when I'll come back, I would like to honor some prasadam. So I hope you could make some prasadam till then. But Duryodhan, what he had said, that he said specifically go in the afternoon. So Draupadi had a boon that she could, like, what had happened, that what used to happen, that first all the guests were served, then all the Pandavas were served, and the remaining food what was remaining, then she would have the food, right? She had a boon of Akshay Patra where the food would not get over. But that day, what had happened, that like everybody had in prasadam and food and everything, and she had cleaned everything. And after that, Durvasa Muni had come. So having food in that patra was difficult. So Draupadi and Pandavas were very very much worried that now how we will get food to Durvasa Muni. So then Draupadi started praying to Krishna, and then Krishna came, and then Krishna said that, okay, just can you see in the pot if there is any grain of rice or something. But Draupadi said that, no, Lord, my Lord, I don't think there is any grain of rice, because I just cleaned it everything, and I don't think there might be. But Krishna said that, can you please check again? And when she checked again, there was a grain of rice inside that. So she gave that grain of rice to Krishna, and Krishna had that grain of rice, and then automatically the stomach of all the stomach of the devotees who were with Durvasa Muni, including Durvasa Muni, were all filled. And then Krishna told Bhimsen, because Durvasa Muni was, because of his voice and everything, they were a little bit fearful to call Durvasa Muni for prasadam. So hearing Bhimsen's voice, they were like, "Oh my God, Bhimsen is calling me." Now, but our stomach is full, so we won't be able to have prasadam. So let's just run away from there. So by this incident, we could see that Krishna was able to help the Pandavas to make sure that Durvasa Muni doesn't get angry and give them some curse. And similarly, we can see that Arjun was also very much faithful to Krishna. And when Arjun was angry with Krishna, so we know in the Mahabharata, right? Arjun was angry to Krishna. So can anybody tell me why Arjun was angry with Jayadratha in the Mahabharata?
Arjun was angry on Jayadratha.
Because when they were in exile, Jagatatma, this is past time with Jagatatma, no?
Jayadratha had played a part in killing Abhimanyu.
Yeah, exactly. So Jayadratha had a boon where he was able to stop all the Pandavas from entering the Chakravyuh, that way preventing the death of Abhimanyu, which led to the tragic death of Abhimanyu. So Arjun was very much angry, and then he took a promise that tomorrow I am going to kill Jayadratha before sunset, and if I don't kill him, I will jump myself in the fire. And then Krishna was like, "Why did you take such kind of a promise that you will jump in the fire?" And then then the Kauravas made a plan that to make sure that Arjun does not reach Jayadratha, and they were like protecting him the whole time. And then there was sunset, and then the and then the Kauravas and Jayadratha was laughing, and then Jayadratha came in front of Pand and in Arjun, and he said that, "Oh, now you had told that you will jump in the fire, and now you have to jump in the fire." So then Krishna was also jokingly saying that, "Yeah, yeah, Arjun, you were saying that you will jump in the fire, right?" But then Krishna just removed the clouds from the sun, and then there was sun again. And then Krishna told Arjun immediately that, "Arjun, kill Jayadratha right now." So Arjun killed Jayadratha, and that way he was able to be saved from being jumping in the fire. So we see that how Krishna is so merciful that even his devotees, if they are doing any kind of mistakes, he is trying to help them. There were a lot of things where the Pandavas did, where making promises that I will do this, I will do that, but still Krishna was helping them in every other way. So we should see this as a mercy of Krishna. And even in the purport, it is mentioned that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is stated in the Brahma Samhita that Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vriti Manti. So Krishna's body is transcendental. Like Krishna, any limbs can do any of his jobs. Krishna's eyes can hear, Krishna's ears can smell. So any limb can do anything, and it's not like our body, right? So we should understand this. And Krishna had also mentioned the Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma, where he spoke about the three main topics, right? What are the three main topics?
Creation,
Sambandh, Abhidhay, and Prayojan. So in this Chatur Shloki Bhagavatam, we can understand that what is the relationship of Krishna and Maya, what is the relationship of the living entity with Prakriti, what is our relationship with the Lord, and then comes Bhakti, like how can we attain devotion to the Lord, and then comes about the Lord, like to know about the Lord, right? So it's very important that we understand all this, like these three main topics of the whole entire Bhagavatam, like what is the main purpose of studying this Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is very much powerful. Just by reading Bhagavatam, we can understand the Lord, and only by endeavoring to read Bhagavatam, the Lord can see that, oh, this devotee is trying to understand me by reading the Bhagavatam. So then only we can get his causeless mercy. So Bhagavatam is very powerful, and we should try to read Bhagavatam every day. And every day we are also, reciting in the class that Nityam Bhagavat Seveya. We have to serve the Bhagavatam by reading it every day. And only by reading every day we can get the causeless mercy. And if we can see in his whole movement, like Srila Prabhupada, whatever he was doing, his main focus we could see was having the Bhagavatam ready for us, right? He used to work in the main hours in the morning to recite the Bhagavatam, translating the Bhagavatam, and then he was also managing ISKCON, but his own his whole efforts were into writing the Bhagavatam to make sure the devotees have this Bhagavatam. And he used to always scold his devotees that, all right, you are distributing my books, but you have to make sure that you also read themselves. I am toiling so much hard to get the translation of the Bhagavatam, but you are not reading it. That is so much misfortune of us. And that is why we should see that the Bhagavatam has been like the main purpose of this mission, and we have to distribute Bhagavatam and then as well as read Bhagavatam as well. We should not think that, oh, these pastimes, oh, I know these pastimes, and I don't need to read these again and again. But by seeing the pastimes, like you can see that, if somebody ordinary person sees the pastimes of the Lord, stealing butter and drinking gopis breast milk and tending the calves, playing the flute, they will feel like this is like ordinary. But we know that this is not ordinary, right? Krishna was here to give us, to bestow our mercy, to the devotees, and to have to be with his eternal associates in Vrindavan, right? So we should understand that these pastimes are not ordinary, and these pastimes are transcendental, and we should have a mood to relish them and try to think about them and try to always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna, and always think that, oh, what Krishna might be doing in Vrindavan. And by reading these pastimes we can understand what Krishna is trying to do, and what he is doing in Vrindavan. And similarly we can see that he is mentioning about how he appears to fulfill the desire of the pure devotees, right? So the pure devotees, like uh, Advait Acharya, whose disappearance day is coming, like how he had cried for the appearance of the Lord, and then how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had bestowed his mercy and come in this material world to free us from this material world by chanting the holy names of the Lord, right? So we should be very thankful to our acharyas, who are the pure devotees, who are trying to help us to get over this material world. And we should always see that how the devotee is trying to help us, and just see that by doing devotional service we can attain the Lord. So our main endeavor should be to do devotional service, but not only by our endeavor we can attain the Lord, but only by the mercy of the Lord we can get this, we can understand Him. But we can get this mercy by only putting our efforts, because the Lord sees that, oh, my devotee is putting so much efforts to know me, to understand me. He's waking up early in the morning for Mangala Aarti, he's chanting his rounds in the morning. So this shows that what your priority is. So that is why we should always strive to make sure that we are doing our services, and whatever we are supposed to do in our day, whatever we have decided to do in a devotional service, we are doing that. And that way we can understand that how, like, Lord Brahma was also not able to comprehend his personal form. So what about our ordinary people like us? Like Lord Brahma is the creator of the universe. He was not able to comprehend Lord Krishna. So what about us? So we should think that how much endeavor we have to put in, then we can get the causeless mercy of the Lord to understand Him. So this is, and then he was also mentioning about how could Lord Brahma possibly understand the happiness which he is experiencing within himself. Like whatever activities we are doing over here, we are doing for our own happiness, right? And whatever we are doing, we are doing for our own happiness. But the Lord, whatever He does for His own happiness as well as the happiness of His devotees, right? So we have to understand that it is in to understand the Lord is very difficult. It is in He is infallible, but understanding me doesn't mean if He is difficult to understand that we don't put our endeavor to understand Him, right? we have to we have to be determined. We have to be, have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations to understand Him, and then only we can understand the Lord. Otherwise it will be very difficult to understand the Lord. And Lord Brahma also mentions, which is described in the first verse as Adi Kavi, the primeval Vedic scholar. So Lord Brahma is the primeval Vedic scholar. By him, this whole material world is created. But he is the first person to get this knowledge. So we should see that Lord Brahma, if he has committed so many offenses, like then what about us? We also might have been committing so many offenses at the Lord. So we have to understand and make sure that we don't commit the offenses again and again, right? And yeah, like there are like and these this whole chapter talks about how Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna, how he is trying to glorify Krishna, right? and and it is important that we glorify the Lord. And we see that Brahma is describing the Lord, like what items he has, and he's talking about his garments, he's talking about his jewels, he's talking about his earrings, he's talking about the peacock feather. So we should try to meditate on the personal form of the Lord and see how beautiful the Lord is. Then only we will be able to understand the Lord. So similarly, we should also try to glorify the Lord. When Dhruv Maharaj was meditating, and when he saw the Lord, he was not able to speak anything because he didn't have experience to he didn't have experience to glorify the Lord. But when and the Lord understood this. So when the Lord put his conch shell on the head of Dhruv Maharaj, he was able to speak and glorify the Lord. So similarly, whenever we meet people, whenever we meet other persons, whenever we meet devotees, we should try to glorify the Lord. We should try to discuss pastimes of the Lord, and in that way we can remember the Lord always, and that way we will never forget Krishna, right? And we should try to make sure that we are doing less and less prajalpa, and not talking about other persons, but talking about the pastimes of Krishna, how Krishna is so magnificent, how Krishna is so merciful, and and have gratitude towards Krishna that from so many millions of species I have got this rare opportunity, and from so many people in this universe, I'm one of the few who is in this devotional service, and I'm this path of understanding him and knowing him. So we should be very grateful to him, and we should strive to grow more and more and progress more and more. And we can only doing this by doing devotional service and being in the association of devotees. So we should always try to be in association of devotees, and do how much ever reading we can, make sure that we are completing our rounds, and whenever we have time we are doing more service other than whatever our allocated services are. We should try to do more and more service, and that way if we want to progress faster and faster, we have to do something which will help us to progress faster and faster. That is to do more service, to do more reading, to if we are not understanding, we should hear lectures of so many gurus we have. We should try to understand from that, and then only, because it is very important that we do this again and again, because our mind has a tendency to overpower us, and we can only have control over our mind by strengthening our intelligence, right? As we know that our so currently our intelligence is weak, so we have to, and we know that that picture, right, of the 5 horses, where the 5 horses are the senses, and the mind is having the what do you call the ropes to the horses, yeah, the wings to the horses, and the intelligence is sitting at the back. So if the intelligence is weak, then we will not be able to control our senses. Yeah, that picture depicts very well that how we have to keep and striving. We have to keep on striving to have our intelligence strengthened, and we can only do this by doing devotional service to the Lord. And yeah, so that is about it. We will see more prayers of the Lord, or Lord, more prayers of Lord Brahma, how Lord Brahma is trying to glorify Lord Krishna in more of the verses coming forward. Thank you so much. Any questions?